Don't you know that the music should be soft?
Look at you, you're not like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to answer her anymore. Of course we're recording, and of course we're in progress.
That's a new thing when we do this.
Yeah, how come she's talking to us now, Theo? Why can't she just leave us alone? We're doing our podcast. We've been doing it for over a year. We know what we're doing.
I don't think the audience hears it, but whenever we hit record on this, after we're talking for a while,
we hear recordings in progress. Recordings in progress.
No recording.
Shut up. I'm sure she's a lovely girl, but we don't need to be told we're in progress because Theo sees the little red light. I just listened to him.
I do see the little red light.
And
here we are.
You're still in that crazy room of yours there.
I'm leaving for 48 hours tomorrow.
On a jet plane. You're going home for like a little reprieve.
2 days. Yeah, I did it last week as well. I went home for 48 hours. So
amazing.
It's pretty amazing. I leave at 7 a.m. and then I land at like 9:30 a.m. and then I leave the next day at 7 at night and get back here at midnight, start filming the next day.
That's called true love. That's called a couple of kids and a dog and a beautiful wife and a home and a ranch and woohoo.
Yeah, it's wild too.
How's it going there, Blondie?
It's going good. We shot till like 2:30 a.m. last night. It was pretty
You're
wild
working
stuff.
your ass off right now, kid.
Yeah, you just flew back to LA, right?
I did. I just got home for a week vacay. Before we got to re-dye the hair and re-dye the burns and get back into Frank mode. I leave in about 5 more days back from New York.
Do you do stuff for this holiday?
No, I'm a big Canada Day guy and 4th of July. That's tomorrow day guy. But you know what, bro? Who has time?
Yeah, I think because I've always had dogs, I don't do anything. Meaning I usually have multiple
fireworks
dogs.
and shit.
Yeah, I can never go anywhere or do anything because I've only had maybe 1 or 2 dogs in my life that don't get like full panic.
Who?
Rocco didn't care.
Oh, Rocco.
No,
wow.
You could be lighting fireworks off like 5 feet away.
What's Juno like? Do we know yet?
Freaking, losing her mind.
Losing her mind?
Yeah, losing her mind. So we got to put the thunder coat on. We got to do the whole thing. And she is in a full panic. And I guess fireworks cause a lot of problems. Like, what's the point? Like, shouldn't they just be left to like professionals? Like, don't people get hurt? Dogs go crazy.
I gotta tell you, bro.
Veterans with PTSD. Like, it's bad news for everybody.
Di and I went on a little 3-day holiday up the coast here in California, and we went through a town called Fillmore. I think Fillmore's got to be the firework capital of the world.
Come to Texas.
Oh,
disagree.
Can only imagine.
Yeah.
But every corner, every half corner.
Everywhere.
Which one would you choose? I'd have a panic attack. Well, there's 59 of them on every corner. What do they buy? Little ones, big ones?
Do we really I guess even when I was young, like I'd watch, when I was young, people were crazy with M80s, putting M80s in mailboxes and they had things called cherry bombs and bottle rocket. Yeah, just giant noises. And I remember even being young, being like, what's the point in this? Like, isn't this just like what? It's scary. Like, what's the point? Like, why am I scaring myself? I guess there's certain things that I never really get. There's certain things that I see and I go, you know what? It's a thrill ride, like roller coasters. I go on roller coasters. I don't actively go travel the world to go on roller coasters, but I will go on it. But I could understand why people like the rush and the thrill of it, right? Like when we jumped out of planes, which I'll never do again. But I understood it. Like I did it. I'll never do it again, or hopefully, unless I have to, if the plane's going down, I'll jump out. But it's like,
and hopefully you got a parachute on.
Yeah. I mean, if I have a parachute on, but it's like, fireworks I don't get because is it like because of the spectacle that your eyes see? But then what about the really loud
ones? Well, there's 2 different kinds of fireworks, right? The fireworks that you're talking about or could be talking about are why do kids and dads with kids buy these little guys and blow them up on their lawn because you could lose an eye.
Yeah.
But the fireworks on July 4th or July 1 up in Canada, like up in the sky, like Vancouver has the world
Beautiful.
firework. They're
Beautiful.
beautiful. They're stunning up in the air, up in the sky. But yeah, these little guys that take out eyes and shit, not for me.
Yeah, like the big beautiful ones, leave it to the professionals.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, the ones that are like, you got to run away as fast, or you might lose a hand, or you might like lose your hearing.
Yeah, I think you guys who are in, you know, World War III with your bazookas on the last episode, you could handle fireworks. I would give it to you guys.
Goodness, man. Thank you.
That was so uncalled for.
It was so uncalled for. And I got to tell you, the good positive was that I was glad that it wasn't just us. I saw everybody agree with us, where most people who
there were hundreds of thousands of our beautiful Sammy going, no shit. No, I agree. Crazy.
But someone pointed out something really cool. I'm sorry if I forget who it was. Someone pointed out that we do have a lot of military trained people in SONS. Tig.
Well, me and Clay. Clay. I was a former Marine, as was
Chibbs.
Clay.
Was in the Royal Army or whatever.
He was more of a nurse though, but
yep.
Sure.
But sure, right?
Sure.
And did you notice that you weren't in that scene?
No.
So check.
Do you know why? No, do you know why?
Why?
Kim Coates would have shut the whole thing down.
Oh.
No. Sutter knew
that
if they sent Coates on this mission, I'd be going, nope, we're all going home.
No.
You're out. You're done. What are you holding that like that for?
Yeah. And hopefully you would have said, why is that arm hitting him? It's ridiculous.
No, that was, Theo, when you mentioned that was so uncalled for.
It was a cartoon
arm flying in your head. What was that?
It looked like a scene out of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like it was so ludicrous. What a
How great was Penny
scene.
Last week? How great was
and
Penny?
I think they went to like the dollar store and bought like one of those rubber arms, and they were like, "Hey, here you go."
They did.
Yeah, sorry, we didn't have time.
I'm crying. Actually, I'm laughing. Sorry.
and it like hit me in the face too.
How many takes did you have to do of that? You don't remember.
I think I did one and just said, "This is so uncalled.
This is good. This won't make the final cut." Oh yeah, it did.
There was no way in hell, because I was thinking a couple of things. One, I'm again, I've never seen somebody blown up by a mine, thank God. But I would think that it would be like smithereens. You know that term, like the blown
smithereens, blown to smithereens. Yeah,
right. But not blown to smithereens with his arm fully intact.
No, and someone brought up a really good point, which again I never thought of. They said, "Wait a minute, Coatsy, wouldn't Kozig's cut be blown to smithereens?"
Oh yeah.
There it was, all perfectly laid out. My shot glass doing some really deep, beautiful work from Tig to cut. No, that thing should have been torn to shreds.
Torn to shreds.
Who didn't think of that?
How did they get it off him?
Come on, Brando.
They didn't even acknowledge that he died. How did they get the cut off him? I got to tell you, this is where, and we're going to get into it right now. This whole cartel, the whole cartel business.
Oh,
it seems like it's shoehorned in. And while there are definitely many parts that I'm appreciating about season 4, a lot of parts in this episode, in particularly the Opie stuff, I just really think is super powerful and great. But the cartel stuff just seems like it's not us. Like it seems like we almost became a little cartoony at this point. Agree?
Oh my God, I agree 100%. Some of the writing here, I'll bring it up as we get through, but it's almost like we're going to get away from the core story and go to the cartel. We're going to go there. Who cares? Even the Irish in season 3, we would get rid of the core story. Let's just go to the Irish because for the folklore of it, we need to go there. And I get it.
Yeah,
but
it's almost like, it
doesn't work.
You're like me where we don't really watch anything anymore, like movies and TV. I know that we have a harder time doing that. We watch a lot of documentaries, but we don't really watch what's out. But I do know that like somebody made a comparison recently on those Fast and Furious movies. Like the first one was almost like an independent film, right? It was like this, small.
And they've done 9 now, Theo, is that right?
Yeah,
9?
they've done 9
Wow.
and they're really big, right?
Wow.
Like they're big. Like I think they're going outer space or something. I don't know, but it was like this contained LA streetcar racing thing. And then as the success comes, it starts to get bigger and bigger and morphs into this kind of unrealistic, world. And it's fine. You know what it is when you're going there. I've seen some of them. They're highly enjoyable. But the thing is that I think that with our show is, and it happens to a lot of things, is that as you get successful, and more importantly, as you get money,
More money to spend. Yeah.
you start to get away from what got you there. And I've always thought that Sons, the thing that got us there, and I think, and by the way, let me state that I think it's the thing that keeps us there. Here we are 10 years later, or whatever it is,
Sure.
7 years later, talking about it, is the group.
Sure.
Is the crew, and is the relationship of all of us. And I think that it's like it wasn't good enough. Like, why spend time talking about Tig and Juice maybe having a scene together in the clubhouse, or why have, all the guys go to, like we always said, the supermarket, where to me that's highly enjoyable. And I think it was like, yeah, but why do that when we can go be in a war zone with the cartel? And
You hit it right on the head. That's exactly what happened. Can you imagine? I mean, someone sent in about Juicy Pants had a girlfriend, had a dog. There was a deleted scene with me and Bobby. And I go, how can you hate fucking dogs? Like, I don't remember shooting that scene. B, it wasn't in the movie. They cut it out, and that's fine. But look at those storylines that we could have had. And we always talked about that, you and me, and even Charlie. We all did. We talked about, God, it'd be great if we could go down that rabbit hole or that rabbit hole. But our show became so big, so quick, so fast.
So big, so much money. And I think that if we were contained by budget, I hate to say, that's why you and I do a lot of independence. I'm here doing one now.
Love it.
When you're, listen, while they definitely come with their problems, a lot of them, the one thing that they do come with is freedom. You get to, while you might only have 2 takes, you get to experiment more, with the story, because you're constrained by money. So you have to get creative. So it's like, well, we can't do that. So how are we going to do this? Well, how would we try this? And it's like, but if you have an unlimited budget, which you and I have also been on projects like that, things start to get like, well, it'd be really wild. Let's do this. And it's like, well, that might be wild and cool, but it doesn't really work for the story. So listen, let's get into it. It's Sons of Anarchy. It is what it is.
So
Burnt and purged away. Do you know what it means?
Well, I assume it has to do with Piney. I'm in the box.
Oh, good. I didn't think about it.
Like Piney at the end being burnt and we're purging him, and Opie's there and unserved. Anyway, you started talking about Opie. So let's just start. Let's just go.
He shows up.
Opie and Gemma.
The Lion
King. God, Theo, great analogy. Mm-hmm. Now, first of all, I don't know if you've noticed, but in season 4, there hasn't been a lot of Opie. There hasn't been even a lot of me. There's been a couple of things. There's been heavy Juice, a little bit of Tommy in there.
Yeah, mainly Jackson Clay.
Mainly Jax, Clay, Gemma, Tara.
Yep.
In fact, if you look at the disc, the discs that these shows are on, when I play each disc, the 4 leads are there. It goes with Charlie, then Gemma, then Ronnie, then Tara. Those 4, they're all looking over the shoulder. That's what this season's about.
This was their season, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I agree.
So
we felt that too when we were there.
We did, and also it was a juicy, a close, tied for 4th. Honestly, your storyline has been great this year. Yeah. So Opie shows up, Lion King. Here we go, right?
Yeah. I love the way Ryan played this scene.
Oh my God, Theo.
I love the way he played.
Did you notice it's the first character that sees Gemma and doesn't say anything?
No.
You could see it in his eyes. You talk about this all the time in acting. You don't need to say anything if you're in it. And I looked at Ryan's eye. He didn't say one thing, but you could tell in his eyes, looking at Gemma, like, what the fuck happened to you?
He didn't say anything, but he said everything.
Yeah.
And she says, this is where, again, I've talked about this before. They somehow, and maybe it's because Kurt and Katie, I don't know, but somehow he always seems to get Gemma not looking like the bad guy. And she says something like, she says, I'm going to do what I always do, take care of my family. And from the outside, when an audience member hears that line, they go, yeah, that's what we do. We take care of our family. But can we not forget that she killed her husband and that she was part of it?
No.
Can we not forget that she's kind of the bad guy?
No, exactly. And actually, when Opie does say at the end of the scene, he goes, so what happens now, you and Clay?
Yeah.
He asked that for 12 million people. there's 12 million people in season 4
Yeah.
watching that Tuesday night going, yeah, what the fuck is going to happen now? You know?
Man.
Well, you know, and so let's just continue on this ride together and see
Yeah.
what's going to happen. Like, she
Yeah,
doesn't
and
know.
that's and so here we are now. We're waiting for the Kings. The thing with the hoodies, I have to bring them. This was at a point where like some people were wearing them, some people weren't. They were half on. They're
We'd
like
had
that-
it by then, Rossi. Remember that? We'd had it. We'd had it. We don't give a shit.
So what we were
On,
talking
off.
about, yeah,
And where's you know, where's Roosevelt anyway? Where is he? He's never. Where's Rockman? He's
why
never
couldn't
around.
we just
He's
leave
with
them on the
you.
bike?
Huh?
Why couldn't we just leave them on the bike and only wear them when we're riding?
Yeah. How about
So what
that?
we're talking about is the black sweatshirts that it was established in the beginning of episode 1, season 4, that we were not going to be able to travel with our Reaper showing that you couldn't show your colors when you were driving,
Right.
when you were riding,
Right.
or you were out, or you'd be locked
Out
up
and about.
immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what people don't realize, we filmed this during the summer. You have your regular, obviously, shirt or button down or whatever on. Then you have your cut over it. And then you would have these sweatshirts. And it was,
People were doing the timber. Actor down, actor
yeah,
down.
actor down.
So
He is
hot.
dehydrated. Somebody pour water on him. He's got to come back to life. You know, it was, you were finished. You couldn't stop sweating. And if you were like me, you had the tattoos on your head that would start coming off from the heat.
Bubble job.
Bubbling up. They'd be popping them with
Bubbling
the
off.
pins. And you would say, I don't know how we're going to do this. So then I would try to get away with, I go, how about I just wear the hoodie and they're never going to see the cut. They're never going to think that there's a cut in there.
It was
Go,
just
"No,
useless after a
they
while.
see the indentation, they could see
Yeah.
it." And I go, guys. So point is, at this point, when you look at this scene, some people are wearing it, some people don't care. And a lot of us were just like,
And I want to say that these are the worst scenes. Again, please take it all with a grain of salt, Pete.
Yeah.
It was still beautiful to be on the show. Are you kidding me? Like, every day was a joy.
Mhm.
But when you're in a scene like this where you say nothing, you don't have one line.
no,
It's called, we would all fan out and find a rock or somewhere where we could sit or lean,
Yeah.
or like, because you're going to be there all day.
you're going to be there all day.
When Charlie and Jax and Galen are going to get their big meeting on, you're going to be, so sit down,
Yeah.
because you're going to be there all day.
Yeah. And the main thing is, how do I get comfortable?
How do I get comfortable? By the way, did you notice that nice little close up on you?
Yeah. So I had clocked when he says we're going to have the meeting.
Yeah. Yeah. You clock it. Who directed this? I think.
I don't know, but
think-
whoever directed
Oh, I
it-
know. It was Paris Barker.
Okay. I got to give Paris credit,
No props.
props for filming this. He got sky in the background of every shot. There was
Yeah, that was beautiful. We hardly ever got
sky
that.
shots. Like, it almost felt like paintings. And I wrote it somewhere coming up. There's this big scene.
That was
with,
Diana who just made a nice little visit. Hey, Day.
Hey, Di, you're on camera.
Oh yeah, we're live here. You just walked right in front. That was perfect. Thank God you had clothes on.
Yeah.
I mean, you can take them off if you want. It's up to you.
It'd
You
be
rule the
strange.
roost here.
Yeah. And we don't edit either. So, okay. So here we go. This is, Juice clocks that info. Now we know that he's going to make that call. This has been being talked about for a little while. Okay. And I don't mean to start off by ripping, but
No, you have to.
the Potter backwards, smoking a cigarette.
It's just so uncalled for.
I get it.
I don't.
I
don't.
get
It's
it.
stupid.
He's strange. I get it. Like, why not just walk in and he's like, he has on a Groucho Marx mask and he's like doing like with the thing. Like, I get it. He's a quirky guy. Why do we keep having to press that?
It's just nonstop.
It's
I fell asleep.
nonsense.
I fell asleep during the scene. I went, wait, are you joking right now? Are we going Hannibal Lecter
And
here?
I love Ray. But
No,
the
he's
pushing that
brilliant.
he's
He's fucking
quirky.
brilliant.
Yeah, but like that whole thing, he's hanging backwards on like a lumbar thing
And smoking.
I get it.
Really?
I get
doubt
it.
it.
I get it. No. How about this? No. Is what I say now. Okay. Juice sends the text. Tara and Gemma. So these two are always at odds. Jax tells her, Jax comes in and he says that Opie's going to see Piney, and Gemma is.
She's
shook
beside
up.
herself.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first she's hearing about it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like.
I just wrote down, I have a feeling that all hell is about to break loose.
And I got to tell you, this is just about the point where I don't remember anything that happened in this episode.
Nothing.
No,
No, nothing.
and especially the endings. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait a
No,
second.
nothing.
She doesn't know. And I'm thinking, who's she calling first? She has to call Unser. That's what I was thinking, because he's the only other one that knows. Or is she going to tell Clay? Or so again, I'm starting to get into it. Now I'm like, okay, here we go. Right.
Yeah.
We see Skeeter show up. By the way, it's incredible delivery by Dayton. I'll get to that in 1 second. But Skeeter has been with us since season 1.
Season 1.
You and I.
It's when we were burning those 3 beautiful Latino at the factory gals of mine, and we were giving them their burial, and we were all there, and I was doing some poetry, and we were all looking. Skeeter was there.
I bet you he did a bunch of episodes. Skeeter.
I you know what, he's on Twitter too. I love that guy.
Name's Bob.
I think so. Yeah,
he's a great guy. He was great.
I bet she's done between 5 and 10 episodes.
Great in the show. Terrific in the show, like perfect. But when he's dragging that body and Dayton says that line,
what was the line again?
He's just gonna drag him out of here.
well, Dayton, don't help or anything. Don't get off your skinny ass and pick up a leg.
What are you just gonna drag him on the floor? He goes, he's 300 pounds. What do you want me to do with him? Here's the facts of that scene. I don't care if Skeeter's a power lifter. He ain't dragging that body.
No, they needed a Jimmy and a Jack and a U-Haul to crank that thing around the body and pull them all. How do you get him into the truck? I don't believe any of it.
No, there is. If William Lucking was dead weight on a floor, I don't care if he's on cardboard. I don't care if they have 7 skateboards under him. He's not moving. He was a monster.
He was a monster. No, good old William Lucking.
Yeah, he's a big man. But God, I love Dayton. That line kills me because he's always so frustrated. So
beautiful.
Quick Jackson juice scene as he's getting off the bike. I thought that was interesting. It was kind of a scene that I thought was going to go somewhere because I didn't remember ever filming it.
I wrote down the exact same thing. First of all,
didn't go anywhere.
First of all, when Jax reminds you, don't carry a gun, don't carry.
Yeah.
And you looked at him like, of course not. What do you think I'm going to start now for? Like, what, but you were kind of tough with him.
Yeah.
You were at the old Juice. You were the new fucked up Juice. Like, it was a nice delivery, bro.
Yeah, but then it
just went,
going to get weed. Do you want anything? Yeah. It was almost like, I'm going to the weed shop. Do you need anything? No. All right.
Bye.
Easy. Which, by the way, let me tell you, I appreciate as a fan, but we never do scenes like that.
No.
There always is it's always pushing the narrative somewhere. The fact that it was just this, hey, what's up? Nothing. All right, see you later.
That's the first time that Jax responded to Juicy Pants after he heard what you tried to do, and Chibs is going to take sort of control of you in a way. That's the first scene between you two. So that was kind of nice to throw in there. Those are the scenes that never make it to the final cut either. And thank goodness it did. It was a nice little pop. It's really
interesting that it did. I mean, I got to tell you, that's usually one that you look at a script. You and I have talked about this. As you're reading the script at home at night, you go, that's not going to make it in.
No.
Thanks for the effort of putting me in that scene, but I know it's not going to be
not going to make
cut.
It. No.
So speaking of this Roosevelt Potter Hale scene, all respect to these actors, I completely blacked out during this scene. I don't remember what happened in it. So I just wrote Roosevelt Potter Hale scene. Let Kim talk about it. So
I wrote nothing. I wrote absolutely nothing. I think Jeff needed a payday. I think they brought Cobbler back in just to, oh, hey, Mayor. Oh, hey, Link. I'm out. Well, first of all, the only thing that I found a bit weird about, whatever. There's a lot weird about that scene. But the thing that I want to bring up with you is I thought that Rockman's wife was anti-Charming Heights. I thought she was trying to build all those trees out there and the big park.
Same.
Huh?
Same.
So she was pro Charming Heights?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I found it weird.
No, I thought that's why she did.
Oh, you went same. You're
yeah, I thought the same thing. Yeah, I thought she was doing that because she didn't want Charming Heights.
So it's weird that the mayor, maybe he's got one over on Rockman, then he's coming in going, we're doing it. I got all the signatures we need, got all the money. We're doing it. Kind of kind of a wasted scene. I thought I didn't know what.
Again, full blackout. Like it was
Full
2:30
blackout.
in the morning. 2:30 in the morning last night. I immediately started looking at the wall.
So there's no blackout in the next scene though, son, because
No,
it's
so this
a
is the
lot
sky
going
shots.
on.
Yeah, but let me tell you, the long shot, the big skies. We get
From the
to
garage. Beautiful.
beautiful, right? But it starts with the first scene is we meet with the cartel where
Oh, really? Is that
yeah,
before that one?
Perlman's with the cartel and crew. You got all those big skies in the back. And what I say to everyone, anybody who's a Cypress Hill fan, that's Send Dog. I told you this once with Danny Trejo. So it's Danny Trejo, Benito Martinez.
Oh, here we are. Yeah, I went back to see where is this where Clay meets with Romeo?
Yes. Yeah. So I have
and no one's happy at that meeting. No one's happy.
No, and that's one of the greatest hip hop artists ever in that scene. He made a guest appearance on the show, and they're talking about taking Tara out. Yeah. What I was a little confused about again is Clay's doing these things on his own. You've given up on him. Tig, who was always right next to him, is kind of given up on him.
Yeah, well, he's really giving up coming up. We'll get to that
soon enough. But you gave up on him.
Yeah.
How is he? I guess he can do what he wants. He's the president, but he's just kind of going and operating on his own. He's going rogue here. He's like going to meet with the cartel alone. He's doing everything on his own, right? There's no backup. There's no nothing.
It just goes to show you how the club was coming unglued. We're coming unglued. Everyone's just doing their own thing to do what? We had we didn't really talk about it, but Bobby, Jackson, Clay just had a scene a couple of beats ago.
No, it's coming up soon.
Is that still coming up?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, anyway, I think everyone's on their own now. They're on their own heartbeat. Everyone's just doing their own thing.
Oh, wait a second. I'm sorry. You're right. Go back, guys. Hit rewind.
So,
remember, I haven't slept. I want to go back to that scene. I'm so sorry we jumped that scene. Right after Jackson Juice have that thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why I hit. This is why I should have written notes like you. Is that fucking incredible scene?
Yeah.
With
Charlie goes, Theo, he goes, I'm done.
I'm done.
I'm out. In fact, people, Bobby and Clay, 2 more days and I'm out.
Yeah.
You're getting out. Bobby's becoming president. Chibs is going to be the VP.
Yeah.
Tig's useless now. He's ripped his patch off. He doesn't want to be the sergeant at arms anymore. We'll give that to Happy. That all gets thrown on our lap. He
plans the whole thing.
Yeah.
And the sky is beautiful. I know I'm focusing on something. Maybe I take too many mushrooms.
No, but Theo,
the sky's beautiful.
Bro, and it's coming up, and the whole baby scene coming up. We had weather that whole week. We rarely have weather. Let's talk about that. We're in LA filming this thing. So hot, always dry. Wish we had more rain, all that, Mother Nature. But we had weather that week, and Paris went, you know what? Let's turn the cameras up, shall we, Paul? Paul, let's focus in on the sky. And they did all episode. I'm glad you pointed that out. It was stunning.
It was stunning. And again, that scene is also stunning because you're getting a glimpse of if Jax really left.
Yeah.
If Clay put down the gavel.
Yeah.
What the club would look like in an alternate world. And in an alternate world, he has Bobby as president.
Yeah.
Chibs as VP.
Yep.
Tig is just a regular patch man.
I'm just sitting on the table because I'm a biker. Yeah.
And Jackson Clay gone, Opie just kind of in and out. You get this alternate, sub universe of like what Sons would look like in that vision if this went through, because no one's resisting to it.
And remember, this is the first time people around the world are seeing this episode. And you've got all the shit that's been going down and Gemma's getting beat up. It's just all breaking apart and Clay wants to kill Tara. What? What? So why not?
Yeah.
Why not have people believe that's exactly what's going to happen? Anyway,
I would love to see a one episode of if that did happen. So then again, blackout scene, Roosevelt Pot of Hell. Let's move past that. Now we go to this cartel scene I just talked about. We just briefly, because I jumped over like an idiot. Again, super sketchy. Clay going on his own. Still, Ron must have been miserable. He had to wear those scars on his face for like weeks. Like when Gemma had to do
scratch scars.
Gemma had to do her makeup every day for weeks.
Oh yeah. I was
Once
part of
there's
that crew.
something where you get injured, that thing
Oh.
sticks with you. You got to get into work like an hour earlier.
You remember when Tig tells Opie that it was him who killed Donna, and he
Yeah.
just had at it, and I was just beat me up as much as you want, kill me if you want. I wore those scars for a long time.
And you immediately regret them after a little while. You're like, oh man,
Oh
why did I
boy.
do this? Okay, so Gemma shows up to Piney's. He tells, Unser tells her he told Opie. Gemma doesn't want Clay dead. Can you just explain why?
Why are we on the same wavelength all the time?
Why?
Can't I just get off your boat once in a while and
get
dock?
off. Get
No,
off.
you and I wrote the exact same thing. Okay, so this is what I wrote down. I can't figure when she goes, Opie will kill Clay.
So why not?
And Wayne goes, my intent. That's my intent, Gemma.
Yeah.
And then I would think that Gemma would go, you're right. He's got to go.
But like,
no.
what's the benefit of Clay staying alive for her?
You got me.
I mean, Jax loves her. It's his mom. If Clay was gone, nothing changes for her. She probably gains more power if Clay's gone.
Well, it's coming back to, Gemma being not the good guy, but there's always someone worse. Maybe we just need to see Gemma torn. She's torn.
Yeah, I mean, might have been a torrid affair with Tig. Like, if Clay left at this point, I don't see the reason why Gemma's protecting him, because I don't believe she loves him at all.
And I said the writing's a little too obvious in here. Like she goes, you got to stop Opie from killing Clay. You got to stop Opie from killing Clay. Yeah. Like, what is that? Where does that come in now? Why? I don't know. I thought the writing was a little bit all over the map in that scene, especially.
Yeah. So Juice coming out of the shop, he gets dragged in. Those are always interesting, those scenes. You got to do a lot of face acting. And then Bobby.
Yeah, you're thrown in a car, bro. You're in the car, unmarked car. You're in. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, and then, again, you're, you get, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know who this is, the ATF. This isn't Roosevelt. This is someone different. So here, he thinks he's doing
these guys are with Link. These guys are with Link. They're Link's boys.
Yeah. And then at the same time, Bobby gets confused because he goes into that confession room at prison and he's like, where's Otto?
And Theo, did you remember any of this shit? I didn't either. I didn't remember Bobby got pulled into a room thinking he's going to meet Otto. And what am I doing here? What was, I didn't know what that was.
I surely didn't remember that he got arrested at the end.
No.
I mean, but this is a whole nother thing we're going to get to. So he's confused. And then there's a scene coming up right now after this. It's with us and the Irish. And you could always tell because maybe it is because you just said it. You just said it about the weather. It was raining in the scene. And of course, they always try to not do scenes in the rain because your continuity is a mess.
It could screw it up. Yeah.
It screws it up. It just, you might be filming. And if the scene continues after lunch or 2 hours later to wrap the scene, the rain might not be there anymore. So what you usually do is, you usually wait. So if it starts raining, you wait. But when you're on a show like ours that you have to go because you have very short time, very limited time to get these scenes done. If it's raining, you got to shoot it.
And may I say, that was the only day that we were at that house. I remember that for sure. We had one day, we did all that baby stuff, all that fight stuff, all the walking in and out. We had a full day there. And so I remember we went outside and did all the outside stuff first, got all that rain out of the way. The exit and the entrance was all outside real quick in the rain. Then we went inside the house for the rest of the day.
Yeah. And now we're dealing with this baby type stuff, right? Like the same thing to harken back to season 3. It's like this baby factory thing. Jax is getting crazy about it. You guys are downstairs. You did that cool thing with the piano, which again, is that when something like that is there, is that a choice you make? Cause it's in the room?
Yeah.
So you just said, hey, I'm going to sit here.
Oh, until someone's going to tell me not to play this piano, I'm going to play the piano. And Paris must have loved it. So he kept it right in and I just tinkled.
It just works so well with Tig. So isn't that funny? If that piano is not there, that scene is just you sitting on a chair.
Correct.
But like, you can make it so much more interesting if you find real life things to do.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, you just said something. This is that point where a lot of us, like, we're there, but we're kind of not doing much. So it's like, you just got to find these ways to make yourself alive in the scene, if that makes sense.
It does. I mean, if
Yeah.
there's a couple of things coming up here where you'll see I found my in between Charlie and Jack's talking. I between Clay and Jack's talking. I would find the lands. Like you just got to always stay. What are you supposed to hear?
Yeah.
What are you supposed to respond to? And where should I be? Where should I be that makes sense? I found myself.
And then here you come with your first line, which we know when we're reading these table reads back in the day. This was either, this is the Juice special. This is the hey, they need you at the table. Come to the door line, or hey, so-and-so's on the phone.
It's Galen for you on the phone.
Yeah,
you got to take this.
You got to take it.
Got to take it. Call. Yeah,
he couldn't call your phone. He didn't want to call your phone.
No,
he had to call my phone.
Mine. Yeah,
he called mine because I know you have a phone on you, but he called mine.
Just
because they need me.
It must be. It must be a writer's invention of understanding that when two people are in a heated scene, it's better to have Laurel from Laurel and Hardy come knock on the door and go, "You want it on the phone," rather than your phone ringing and it's going, "Hang on a sec, yeah, who is it? What for?" Like, it's better for somebody to go, "Hey, you want it on the phone?"
Yeah. And then you guys had your big fist fight upstairs with all those stunt guys. How was?
Hey, can I just talk about that for a second? Yeah. Like I remember God, we did so many, but this is the way they go down. Okay. So the stunt guy comes in and we go, okay, who's going up the stairs first? Charlie's obviously first, then who, then me, then Happy, then, okay. So Tommy, where are we all gonna, once we figured that shit out, then the stunt guy goes, okay, you're going to match up with him. You're going to match up with him. So then we do just a big walkthrough. Then 8 of us go outside and have a smoke or a cup of coffee because we're going to concentrate on one fight in that corner. Boom, boom, bang, bang, done. They're done. Then me and my guy will come on the steps. Boom, boom, boom. And then they put them all together. They put it all together when they edit the thing. But that's the way those things are done.
Did you bite anybody in this one?
No, nobody. No,
the biting became a thing.
Not in front of the babies. I'm not biting in front of the babies.
Not in front of the babies, and they were real.
Only carnies.
They were real babies there. That was a lot of babies, right?
And they were crying. Boy, I hope they got paid a lot of money.
Where they get all those babies? Where they getting all these babies?
Probably from the Catholic baby farm that this was.
I mean, and
seriously.
who's letting their infants on a set for that long?
Well, mom and dad came because they were fans of yours and fans of, Ron Perlman. And I want to meet them. Yeah, here's my baby. Use it all day long.
Baby. You could use my baby. I just want to meet Tig.
Yeah, exactly. That's where that goes down.
So silly.
I mean, Catholic placement. Oh, yeah. Galen says that. It's a Catholic placement of unwanted children.
But then he says they're selling them to the highest bidder.
Yeah. Unwanted children. Those are the most beautiful babies I've ever seen in my life.
I know. I mean, I did. Yeah, I don't know. Again, the whole baby thing, it reminds me of the Irish season. It makes me weird. Okay. So Otto with Potter. Bobby's obviously waiting somewhere, right? We don't know. We just know that he's at the prison, but he's not in this scene. He signs all the papers. So I totally forgot about this. So he signs the papers. So he basically confesses to everything he did wrong. Right. I don't know how this turns out, by the way, so no one ruined it for me. So he basically just snitched on the club.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. So he basically
until we find out something different. If we do, he did. He snitched. He's a rat, no doubt.
In my mind, because I don't know what happens later. Well, we got to stop saying this word rat. I told you about this. The rats did nothing wrong.
Yeah. That little rodent did nothing wrong.
This rodent did nothing wrong to deserve this moniker he's been strapped with.
Even Rat Boy, who never shows up in any episodes. I don't know why we talk about him. Get Rat. Well, where is he? How come he's not in the show?
He's never in the show. Rats are relentless. Rats are relentless in a good way. They're survivors. And if anything, we should be praising them, not diminishing them. So he meets with them. He signs all the papers. Now we go to this Jack's Wendy scene. By the way, Wendy is getting powerful like a superhero. She doesn't give a fuck.
And not only powerful, but she wears her power with such ease. Yeah, such ease. She's beautiful. She's planted firmly on her feet now with all the drugs and the craziness of her life. She's really got it going on.
And
In
it's
fact,
funny.
did
They're
you-
all the rest are spinning out of control. She's just sitting there being like,
Did you
stoic.
notice? Yeah, like I mean, again, we get so many and happily tweets and Instagram, and it's too hard to keep up and all that. And we're so lucky, and I love it all. But
Yeah.
I could not believe the love for Wendy this past week. Of people talking about her coming through the storm to the sun now, or something, right?
Well, let's think about it, right? Maybe just like we made the mistake of Roosevelt and certain others, especially Tara.
Right. Good point.
What has Wendy done wrong? She had addiction problems. I know everybody go, well, what about a baby? And she did it. Yeah, but she had addiction problems. And if anybody knows anything about addiction, it's a lot of it's not by her own doing. She became addicted to stuff.
Yeah.
What has Wendy ever done maliciously to anyone?
Zero.
Right. So
It was to herself. She hurt herself.
So you can never paint Wendy as a bad person. You know, she's not a gangster. She's never hurt anyone. She's never done whatever. So I don't think that maybe in the beginning when everybody was on this obsessed with Gemma stuff, what would Gemma do? You know, she was like the queen bee. Maybe that was anybody that opposed Gemma, people hated, but you really can't hate Wendy. She's done nothing wrong,
I agree.
Especially in the later seasons. So
she goes like this, Theo. She goes, I ain't going anywhere. And then Jack says, it's okay, because I am.
Because I am.
What a great end line to that scene. It's okay.
Yeah, he's going, and you're really starting to believe he's going. I mean, at this point, I'm going, even in my mind, because I don't know what happens. I'm like, he's leaving. He is leaving.
Absolutely.
He's leaving. The club's going to
absolutely.
We're going to lose. Charlie has to go do a movie. I'm thinking he's going to leave for a couple episodes. That's what I'm just thinking. He's gone for a little while. But again, that doesn't happen. But I know that because he never left the show. So
and you were in all the shows. So
and I was in
that.
all of them, so I would know. So Clay is back at the hospital.
Oh,
the best line, by the way. Grab a snack. You looks famished.
Yeah, he sends Tiny away. We used to call him Tiny.
Tiny. When he says grab a snack, you look famished.
Grab a snack. You look famished.
And he agrees with him. He goes, "Oh yeah,
yeah, I do. I need a soda."
He doesn't even realize he's saying like something.
Yeah, yeah. It's a backhanded compliment. Not Tiny. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm starved.
So Gemma's calling Opie. Old burners are still in play. What year is this?
2012.
Why do we not have iPhone?
2011. Well, we always had burners because you can't trace them. We didn't have smartphones because you can trace smartphones. You know that burners, you can't trace them.
I know you. I know that. I know the disposables you can't. But you saying that we didn't have any in our private life? I think Juice had an iPhone.
I doubt it. I doubt that we were. I doubt that we were allowed to.
I think he had a cracked iPhone at home.
Maybe he had a BlackBerry.
Yeah, maybe he had a crackberry. But I just everybody's got these phones. It's really interesting. Everybody.
That's all we had. Yeah.
All right. So in Clay's conversation with Tara, there are so many threats and undertones in that conversation. He's really on his. That's Ron on his slow moving. Let's throw the threats out kind of thing. Right.
I found it really interesting how, boy, we got to get Pearl on, not to really even talk about any of this shit, but just to get him on because he's such a beauty.
Mm-hmm. Episode 5, we're thinking season 5, episode 1, right?
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah.
I have a beautiful scene with him in that first episode before I go off to do my thing.
Oh, cool.
But anyway, yeah, Clay, Ron Perlman. Ooh, got to give him props, man. He's become the bad guy. Oh, he's become the bad guy. And it's not as an actor, when you're doing, Theo and I have brought this up before, when you're doing a movie, you know, because you've read the movie from the beginning to the end, and now you're going to go along this ride. You've talked to the director, the costumer, and here we go. And we know what happens on page 1, what happens on page 110. When you're doing Sons of Anarchy, and you're number 2 in the call sheet, your name is Clay Morrow, and you don't know really where your character is going to go, and you are now in this spot, this angry, you're a prick, you're fucking it up, you're trying to kill Tara. Guess what? Inside, huh?
Killed Piney.
Oh, and you kill Piney.
No.
No, you're not poor Ron, because he loved every minute of it, but honestly, fucking hard to pull
I
off.
don't know if he loved every minute of it. I mean, it's hard. Again, it's hard because you don't listen. You and I should say, love playing the bad guy more than anything. But the reason we love playing the bad guy in movies is because there's an ending.
Yeah, and they're the best written part of the whole thing anyway.
Right.
I mean,
But you
most
also
of the
know
time.
that it's usually not going to end too
Correct.
fantastic. And it doesn't mean that it's going to end too fantastic for everyone, but it does usually mean that you're going to go out bloody. And as your mom
Or in a
says,
bag or both. Yeah.
as your mom says, do you survive in this one?
Wait, when do you die in this one?
Right.
Are you all the way through? What? How many people do you kill?
And you and I tend to die a lot and stuff we do, but it's like, I think that in a TV show, it's different because you're sitting here and you're looking at it as I can't be this bad. It's early. It's season 4, right?
Yep.
Back then, everybody knew that good TV shows like The Sopranos and The Wire and all these, The Shield would go 7 seasons.
7 years. 7 years.
So if you're in the middle of season 4, you just killed a beloved character. You're threatening the main character's wife. You're doing all these.
He was not in a good
things.
mood. Ronnie was not in a good mood. This was hard
Because
for
you
him.
could, and for good reason. He's sitting there going, "How do I last to season 7 like this?" And the only reason I can say that is because I was in the same position. I was sitting there while it was amazing, while it was cool to do the stuff with Roosevelt and Potter, while it was cool to have the stuff with Miles, while it was cool to do all that. I was sitting there going, "There's no way I make it to season 7."
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was a lot of reasons why you think like that. I mean, financially, your friends, this is your family. Now, what am I going to do? Are these guys going to go film without me? Are they going to go to like upfronts without me? Is Dayton going to have barbecues and I'm going to be on another show in Vancouver?
I know.
Like,
I know.
You start to think like my whole existence is going to leave. And you know, Piney, while we love William and Bill Lucking's one of the greatest people in the world, he wasn't coming out with us all the time. He wasn't going, to the bars and going to the restaurants and doing whatever, sometimes, but not all the time, right? Not most of the time. And I think that for Ronnie, and I know for me, it was one of those things where it was like, how long can I actually play this out before they kill me? And once they kill me, you and I know this, you're gone.
Yeah.
You're gone. There's something that goes on a set and something that goes on every day when you're in that grind that if you're not there, you missed it.
Yeah.
So I think that that's where a lot, and Kenny touched on that in the last episode that we did of Reapers, where he was just like, I was more mad about leaving you guys. He didn't want to leave us. So again, that's where I think Ronnie's probably head was at. I can't wait to talk to him about that. But
Me too.
All right. So Gemma tells him about Opie. She does tell him she loves him, which is totally takes him back. And I think she tells him that because she thinks he's going to die.
It's the kiss of death.
Yeah.
I really think she's giving him the kiss of death. I think she really thinks he's not going to survive this Opie revenge act, whatever that is, and however that's going to play out. She certainly wanted the audience to buy that. I love you, Clay. And she's kissing him on the lips. Like, it's just weird. It was weird, bro.
And at that moment, I'm like, in that moment, I'm thinking, and if I was an audience member who didn't understand that Ron sticks around, I'm thinking he's dead at the end of this episode.
Yeah. And I have to bring up just one other thing too, because remember when Gemma is in the hospital and she finds out that Clay is visiting Tara.
Yeah.
She takes off running. And I wrote down like 12 minutes later, we see her. And I'm going, what are we in Caesar Cyanide all of a sudden in LA? Are we in the biggest hospital in the history of mankind? It's one floor.
It was like Disney World. She ran from one side of Disney World to the other.
Yeah. I said to myself, wait, she's starting to run.
Yeah.
So she's going to come in 10 seconds. But at about 14 minutes later, she comes bursting in. I thought that was pretty funny.
No, right. I know. It's like one of those marathons where they grab the water or the Gatorade on the run. Like, I think somebody was holding out the water for her grip. She was running forever.
And do people realize, you guys, do you realize that this show, there's no music.
No.
There's no background music. There are shows on television right now and have been for decades.
Every minute they have music.
Every second there's a background. We're going to feel this way. You're going to feel that. There's no music.
Let me dictate your emotion, even if it's not. By the way, even if it's instrumental, go watch your next show and watch how they try to play with your emotions with the music.
It's just acting. That's all this show is acting and words. It's fucking unbelievable.
That's why I think people love it so much. Okay, so Jax tells them he spoke to Wendy and that they're leaving ASAP.
How come Jax wears a ball cap all the time?
I think it's his hair.
I mean, he's got a ball cap in, every fucking scene.
Yeah, so I think that he was in that middle phase with his hair. And I think that he knew he had to grow it. He was like, again, I think when he came down from corporate, they were like, grow your hair back immediately. And I think that he was in the middle.
Okay. Ball cap. All right. Perfect. There we go.
That's my thought. Okay. So here it is. Clay gets to the clubhouse. Tell me about this 3-person massage.
What I wrote down was Tig is getting the weirdest, worst massage a man can get from a foursome, not even a threesome. It's a foursome. Like what?
There were 4 girls there?
3 girls and me. That's 4 people.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Foursome. And I've never had one, but I know it's called a foursome. But I got to tell you, Theo, well, what was that about? Who cared?
Well, I've had a 2-person massage, meaning like 2 massage therapists.
So have I.
It's amazing.
But the clothes are off and you're on a table. Like I had my cut on. I had my shirt on. Well, get naked. What are you doing? Well, who came up with that? It
kind of looked weird when you first came in, when this camera first came in. I didn't think it was massage. I thought there was something else going down.
Yeah.
Because you had two people in front of you, one behind you.
Yeah.
So I thought there was like other nefarious
other things happening. Yeah.
Yeah. Because again, everybody's got the clothes on. I didn't know if like you were going to stand up and your pants would be around your ankles. And again, with Tig, anything's possible. I did not think it was massage. I thought there was more to it because unless they were massaging your navel area or I didn't know what was happening.
It was just a really
So
weird
can you tell me
thing.
who chose that and why you weren't laying down?
Can't remember.
You don't
know. Okay. Gone.
So at that point, Tig decides, I don't care if you die.
Well, it's just so great that Tig's going, because in his mind, he's been there for him forever. And then I got totally pushed away, pushed to the side, could care less. And now he needs me. Well, guess what? Rat's in the garage. Yeah. Oh, wait, Kozig Miles, they're dead. Tiny's at the hospital. Knock yourself out. I'm not going anywhere.
You still had a look at the end where you felt bad.
Did I?
Yeah.
All right.
You had a look at the end where I think you were questioning your own words.
All right.
I can tell you what you were doing, but from an audience perspective,
good for me.
From an audience perspective, they cut back to you after he walks away. And
I didn't pick that up. Good for you.
Yeah. Your look was kind of like,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure I did.
And again, I was like, no, he still loves him. He still wants to be with him. They're still like best friends.
Something going on there. Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Otto tells Bobby to read something, the list of things he's done for the club, and then Bobby gets arrested. That whole scene. Obviously, he wasn't going to read everything on that paper. There was like 400 things there. So I kept waiting to see how many things they were going to actually read. He like read one and then he's like, why am I reading this? He's like, keep reading. He read two.
Oh my God, does he read for 25 more minutes? Like,
Then he read 2 more and he's like, I don't know why I'm reading this. And I was like, oh, all right.
Thank God. Stop reading.
Stop reading this. But I see, again, this is the redundancy of time and film. He said, read them all. And then he kind of lets him not read them all. So who knows, whatever. But then he gets arrested.
Great pickup.
Stupid. So then he gets arrested. Bobby does that thing and holding back Boone is like holding back a rhinoceros. You can't hold him back. So those two cops.
You can't. Him and Piney and Kenny, they're the 3 logs there. Just cannot be moved.
Yeah, those 2 extras were miserable.
But you know what I found weird? Maybe I'm completely wrong. I've never been completely wrong before in my entire life, but maybe this is the first time. I wanted Bobby to do even more.
Oh yeah, I
I wanted Bobby to don't take him out so quick. Let him go nuts on Otto a little bit here. Like let him. They shuffled him right out real quick, and then he's screaming in the background. I wanted more between those two somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, and the scene wasn't getting rushed because Kurt was in it.
Kurt was in it. Took a long time for makeup and his
But
show.
also, like they're not going to rush the scene.
No.
Because he's in it. So yeah.
Do you agree with that or not really? Did that bother you or not really?
I'm not too invested in that storyline.
Okay.
So because I'm not invested in that storyline, I don't really care.
Okay.
There's something about maybe because I'm confused because I don't know how it's going to end or whatever, but I'm just not heavily invested in the Luann Otto storyline at this present moment.
Right.
I'm way more.
And I think it's pretty much over now. I think
Yeah.
this is pretty much it now.
I'm way more invested in the Clay Piney storyline right now of like what happens to Clay. So,
Well, speaking of Piney,
yeah.
here we are.
Yeah. Skeeters.
Go ahead, son.
We've been there. That's a real place.
Yeah.
We've been there for 4 seasons.
They really do. It's a real crematorium.
It's a real
It really
crematorium.
happens. We're very, very blessed to be there. And they treated us beautifully. And as we did them.
What's Skeeter's job title again? What do they call those guys?
A cremator?
No, there's a term. They who dress up dead people.
Well, they're funeral directors. And
No. There's a term.
Sure. I'm sure there is.
Sure. Somebody will write it, but there is a term because my sister's the data guy that did it. I can't remember, but they're the ones who prepare the bodies. I just recently did something to my will. I'm not going to be buried in a coffin or anything like that. I'm not doing that.
No, I'll be cremated. That's what.
I'm not being cremated either.
Oh, good for you. You sent out to sea?
No,
I'm
getting buried in a mushroom suit. So I go back to the earth.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I become one from the earth.
Good.
Yeah. It's a new thing.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You're going to last a lot longer than me, son. So I hope you look good when you go.
Yeah. No. So I'll disintegrate into the earth. There's no chemicals. There's no nothing. Even when you do the ashes, it kind of does all this stuff where it lets off all this toxins apparently and all this. So I'm going to then let the.
Been reading up on it.
Yeah, the earth's going to eat off me, and they're going to bury a tree in the same place I'm buried, and it's all going to happen at once. And I'm going to go back to what's I came from. Dust.
Love
to
it.
dust.
Love it.
Yeah, I'll send you.
Love
the
it
info.
all.
I'll send you the info on the mushroom suit if you want to do it.
Do that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Right.
You might as
Good
well
for
come back to the earth.
Why not?
So, Piney burning at Skeeters. This is the one thing I want to say is, of course, we can't go an episode without someone saying Jesus Christ. So Jack says it, right? Where he says them and he goes, Jesus Christ, right? Okay. They watch it burn. Always a great shot, by the way. Whenever there's fire in the scene, it just makes the camera jump and looks amazing. Here's my problem. When we get out of there. And again, I'd love to talk to him about it. I don't know if I would have put the helmet on if I was Opie when I turned around with the gun, because now you're committed to doing the entire scene with your helmet on. And it's a really powerful scene. And all I'm thinking about is that helmet.
Yeah, I agree. I think he wanted to get the hell out of there real quick. There was a quick takeoff. It was impossible to get off that quick that he did anyway. When he shoots the tire, all of a sudden he's on a bike and gone. There's no key turn. There was no snapping.
Yeah, Jax doesn't tackle him. There's
nothing. You're out. So I think they wanted, probably Paris said, let's put that helmet on, be ready to go. Get that gun up.
I would have said no. I would have said I'm driving off without it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not wearing sunglasses.
Did Opie not have sunglasses on?
Neither of them. Can't ride without glasses.
And I think Charlie turned his ball cap backwards. He had no helmet on, so it doesn't matter.
He had no helmet on. So if I was Opie, I would have said, this is a very important scene. I'm going to do it with no helmet. And then I'm going to get on my bike because my father's dead and I'm going to go kill Clay. And I don't give a shit about my helmet.
No, it's very true. And I think we need to hark back to you saying we have a little bit more money now in this season.
Yeah.
Where they start off in the Hearst, and the Hearst gets in a beautiful car accident.
Yeah, beautiful car.
Then
by
Charlie's
the way, totally uncalled for.
Totally uncalled for.
Yeah.
And then two or three bikers just happen to be coming along at the right time. Hey buddy, boom, taking his bike. You're gone.
Yep.
Just perfect timing.
So Opie's on the way, Jack's in the hearse, then he's on Ducati. Juice is in prison. We're in our montage point. Juice
And
yep.
And the song has started.
Yeah.
The ending song has started. And I want you to seriously, Samly, we've gone through an entire 54 minutes of not one song, not one back. Boom. Here comes the song. All these beautiful montages that you're in, Bobby's in, everyone's kind of in. Yeah.
Nobody's got glasses on while they're riding. I'm going to point to that again. Tara's at home. Gemma's puffing on an L. She's smoking weed.
On a blunt. Yeah.
Yeah. Clay's at the table waiting. He's got a cigar. Boom.
Oh, and you know what? And you know what I saw in there for the first time, really? I don't know, but first nine on Clay's cut.
Oh yeah, they went off that.
It's been there forever.
Yeah.
But I really noticed it with the silence.
Yeah.
And the gar.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? I saw first nine.
And pretty cool, right? Because
really cool.
Clay and Piney and Clay.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
Okay. Let me just state by saying I knew nothing that was happening right now. I don't remember anything, so I'm on the edge of my seat.
Forgot it completely.
The door kicks in.
Yep.
What episode is this? 11?
12.
12. Holy shit. Okay.
We got one more to go.
Oh, wow. Okay. So he kicks in the fucking door.
Yeah, he did.
You're going to die by the gavel. Now, you always know once someone starts talking and not firing, it's probably not going to happen. So I was like, fuck.
That's a good point.
So true.
If he would have come in firing,
that's
over.
The end of Clay. He would have came in and just said, shut the fuck up. Bah, 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 bah. He's dead. But the second you start talking, you leave that window open. Now, he has to know Jax is coming after him. He has to know maybe Unser's coming after him. He has to know that Tig might be there. He has to know that someone else might be in the clubhouse. So if you're going to really do this, you got to do it. But again, it's TV. So he says you're going to die by the gavel. Great line, unnecessary. Puts him down. And
puts him down. He screamed sit down about 10 times.
Yeah.
I have a feeling Perlman didn't want to sit down, so he just kept telling him to sit down until he finally did. I'll bet you.
And then?
Yeah.
And then?
Sits down. Charlie comes bursting in.
Crazy.
Boom, boom.
Crazy.
Shot him.
Crazy.
Shot him.
Like who shot JR? Crazy.
And then the Reaper comes up.
Fucking
and I go, this is not
fastest Reaper I've ever seen.
That can't be the end of the show.
Yeah.
And then I realized, wait a minute. We're going to cut back to that. You watch. We're going to cut right back to that end of that scene to the start of the next show. How smart am I? Huh?
Are we?
Huh?
Are we?
Huh?
All right. Well, I don't know because I got to tell you,
I'm making a funny. I have no idea, but I can't imagine it's not.
Okay. And here's the other thing, because you and I should know this, and I know I'm an idiot, so I fully admit it.
I'm a bigger idiot than you, so I don't know what that says. Go ahead.
Clay in the hospital?
Is what?
Clay's in the hospital?
He's not in the hospital. He's just got shot in the clubhouse. I mean, does he go to the hospital? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Look, all I know is this, Theo, and I don't want to tell anybody right now, but we've done 7 seasons of the show. Clay lasts through 6 of them. This is the end of 4. So he's got.
I thought he lasts through 5. It's
so 6. Yeah, 6. So he's got somewhere to go. Does Tommy come in and be the nurse? Don't know. Does he go to the hospital? Not sure. But I have an idea. I remember.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Hey, if you're watching this, I want to say a couple of things. Number 1,
good job, son. It's a good job.
Number 2, hit that subscribe button on the bottom of this, right? If you're looking at Kim Coates' lovely mustaches, well, he doesn't have one, but
you have one for me.
I got one for him. I got a Coates stash. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like, do all that. It kind of helps.
Review, do the whole thing.
Review it, do whatever you got to do. And then also with the announcement of this episode that you're watching right now, we just dropped our newest Reaper review gear.
Did we?
It's online right now.
Can't wait.
We know that it's limited edition. They've never lasted more than 6 days. So this one is let's call it our summer line.
Yeah.
There's 2 tank tops, 2 t-shirts available right now.
Beautiful.
Yeah. If you click underneath to the standard print link, you will see them. The great Cesar Arvello is our designer, and we're pretty excited about this one, especially for the 4th of July that they came out. They're kind of cool.
Summertime.
Yeah, they're our version of the Reaper stuff, so I don't want to spoil it, but go click on that and check them out. And then that's it. Head over to the Patreon page. We got all our other stuff. This audio for these Reaper reviews will be available everywhere forever until season 7. And starting season 5, our YouTube change is going to have a pretty cool YouTube channel is going to have a pretty cool change. Can't wait for you all to see it. And that's it. Season finale next week. Holy fuck. Season 4.
It's crazy. And the whole Patreon thing, which is so fun for me, because I get to do some little videos on there and I get to talk about shit that I want to talk about. And I don't have to even talk to you. It's just solo. And
we're about to do one now.
Oh, yeah. And then we're going to thank a bunch of people on that Reaper crew level, like personal
send out our thank yous.
Come on. I mean, come on. And I heard it's Tommy's birthday today. Tommy Flanagan. Boy, I think so. That's what I heard on Twitter. So we're taping this for the Wednesday Wacky Wednesdays and then Tuesday for the Patreon peeps. So Tommy's birthday will be long gone when you see this, but happy birthday, Tommy.
Happy birthday. And he's one of the few people, the few humans on this earth who goes by dog years. So he's actually like 107.
Correct.
He's actually like 50.
Correct.
Yeah.
Tommy.
Right.
I love you, Rossi.
Love you, brother. See you
Have
in
a beautiful day. See you, man. Bye.